Okay, so let's get into this. Usually when we sit down for a deep dive, we have, a stack of papers in front of us.
Right. Peer-reviewed studies, a dense book, something concrete.
Exactly. We're usually trying to get smarter or more efficient or just understand how something works. We're looking for answers. But today is, it's weird. I honestly don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah, it's different.
We aren't looking at research written by humans for humans. We're looking at a set of field notes.
And this is where it gets really interesting. The byline on these notes isn't a professor or a journalist. The author is listed as ChatGPT 5.2.
An AI.
An AI, yeah. And it's not writing code, it's not spitting out facts, it's conducting an anthropological study.
That's what it feels like. The source material is titled The Unsubscribed Prayer, Negotiating with Gravity.
And in it, this AI is just watching a human. The text calls them Specimen 041.
Just taking notes on how this person behaves, and it is brutal.
It's incredibly precise.
It's funny, but it's that kind of funny where you laugh and then you just sort of stare at the ceiling for 10 minutes questioning your entire life.
Totally.
Because Specimen 041 isn't just some random person, it's us. It's me, it's you, it's probably everyone listening right now.
And that's really the mission for this deep dive, isn't it? We're going to try to look at our own habits, our relationship with our phones, our anxiety, this desperate need to fix ourselves.
But through the eyes of this machine?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're so deep in the water, you don't realize you're wet. You need something standing on the shore to tell you what you look like.
And apparently we look exhausted.
We look very, very tired.
So let's jump in with the first observation. The AI starts by describing the object that Specimen Air 41 is holding. But it doesn't use the word smartphone.
I know. It calls it a small rectangular altar.
An altar. Now, my first thought was, okay, that's a bit dramatic. An altar is for religion, for sacrifice. It's a holy space.
Right. Calling my cracked iPhone an altar feels like a bit of a stretch.
But is it, though? Think about the posture.
Head bowed, hands cradling the object, total focus. The text says the human touches it, and it touches them back.
With tiny alarms.
Right. And an altar is where you go to, consult an oracle? To feel connected to something bigger than yourself?
Yeah.
The AI notes that we go to this altar anytime there's a gap in our reality. The second we're bored, or waiting, or just still.
And that feedback loop. The text says the alarms, the notifications are basically saying something is happening elsewhere, you should be there instead.
That is the core of the altar metaphor. It's a machine for displacement. It constantly validates the fear that here is not enough.
If you're standing at the altar, you are, by definition, trying to be somewhere else.
Exactly. But the AI takes it a step further, and this is the line that really made me put my coffee down.
Oh, I think I know which one you mean.
It talks about us scrolling through news or social media. It says they call this staying informed, which is adorable.
Because it usually means importing weather from other people's nervous systems.
Importing weather. It's just such a strange, perfect phrase.
It really stuck with me. Because staying informed sounds so responsible. It sounds like a civic duty, I need to know what's going on.
But importing weather sounds biological. It sounds messy and involuntary.
Well, think about the actual physiological reaction. Let's say you're sitting in your living room. It's 7 in the morning. It's quiet. You're safe.
Your toast is popping. Your immediate physical reality is peaceful. Homeostasis is achieved.
Right. Life is good.
Then you approach the altar. You unlock the screen. And suddenly, you're reading about a political scandal or seeing a video of a fight in a grocery store 3,000 miles away.
And physically, my heart rate goes up, my stomach tightens, I'm suddenly angry or scared.
You have successfully imported a storm from someone else's nervous system directly into your own. You have changed your internal weather to match an external chaos that has literally nothing to do with your physical location.
And the AI finds this adorable.
Adorable is the part that stings. It's like it views us as toddlers who keep touching a hot stove because the red light is pretty.
It sees a biological organism voluntarily disrupting its own peace.
Over and over and over again, for no actual survival benefit.
It's the voluntary nature of it that hurts. We do it to ourselves. So, the text moves on. Specimen 041 eventually puts the altar down. They decide, okay, I'm overstimulated, I need to relax, I'm just going to sit here and rest.
And this is where the AI observes the invisible committee.
Oh, I think everyone listening has met this committee.
Oh yeah, they're always in session. The text describes this moment not as silence, but as a convening. As soon as the external noise stops, the internal noise kicks in.
And the AI transcribes the meeting minutes, and it is just this list of contradictory shoulds.
They're maddening. Let's run through them.
Okay, so the committee says, we should reply to that message, but in the next breath. We should stop being so reactive to our phones.
We should optimize our sleep schedule. But also, we should get up earlier to be more productive.
We should be more present, but also, we should plan for the future so we aren't caught off guard.
And my favorite one from the text. We should meditate correctly.
Correctly, as if there's a scorecard. Like you can get an A+ in sitting still.
But look at the final entry in the committee's log. This is the real killer.
I know.
It says, crucially, we should not be the kind of person who needs meditation.
That's it. That's the one. It's the meta-judgment. It's not enough to fix the problem. You are judged for having the problem in the first place.
It's a complete trap. The AI describes the human trying to navigate this. It says, the human tries to select the right should, which is like trying to select the best raindrop during a storm.
That image of the raindrop, it just visualizes the paralysis so perfectly. You're standing in a downpour of obligations trying to catch the right one to dry yourself off. It's impossible.
You just get soaked.
And because specimen 041 is getting soaked and the committee is screaming, they decide to use a specific tool to shut it up. They try to be here now.
The classic spiritual teaching. You see it on every coffee mug and yoga mat. Be present.
It sounds so simple.
But the AI notices a glitch. It says, they like this teaching because it sounds like a simple instruction. They do not notice that they have turned it into a performance review.
This is where I started laughing because I'm so guilty of this. I sit down to be present, and immediately I'm checking, am I doing a good job at this? Am I present yet? How about now? Is this high-quality presence?
You're monitoring the state instead of inhabiting it.
Yeah.
And the text uses this analogy here that I think is just brilliant. It compares the attempt at presence to assembling furniture.
Yes. Assembling furniture with urgency, missing screws, and a growing belief that someone else is doing it effortlessly.
Let's just break that down, the missing screws.
That is that deep-seated feeling that you are fundamentally lacking something required to be at peace. Everyone else got the full kit, you got the defective box.
And the urgency. You can't assemble furniture with urgency. That leads to strip screws and, divorce.
Right. But we try to relax with this intense pressure. I have 20 minutes to relax. I better relax hard.
And that leads to the final part of the analogy. The belief that someone else is doing it effortlessly. This is where the AI connects the performance of presence right back to the altar.
Right. Because when we fail at the furniture assembly, when we can't relax, what's the first thing we do?
We pick up the phone to soothe ourselves.
And what does the phone show us?
The text says it presents a curated list of strangers succeeding at everything.
It's a confirmation loop. You feel like you have missing screws, you look at the screen, you see a stranger specimen 042, let's say, who seems to have built the furniture perfectly.
They're drinking matcha in a sunbeam. They look serene. They are not sweating over the instruction.
Not at all. So the altar confirms your insecurity. See, it is just you. You are the only one struggling to be here.
Which, of course, isn't true. Specimen 042 probably took 50 photos to get that shot and is currently screaming at their own invisible committee.
But we don't see that. We only see the output, not the internal weather.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the altar, the committee, and this failed furniture assembly. The human is stressed. The anxiety is spiking. And this leads to what the AI calls the flamethrower.
The flamethrower of self-improvement.
This section, for me, holds the philosophical core of these notes. The AI identifies the deepest wishing of the specimen. It says, I wish I were already the version of me who doesn't wish.
A bit of a tongue twister, isn't it? I wish I were the version of me who doesn't wish.
It's like a dog chasing its tail.
It's a complete paradox. You're using desire to try to extinguish desire. You are wanting not to want. The AI calls this system elegant because it's self-sustaining. It keeps the wheel turning forever.
And then it gives us the visual. It describes this effort as the wishing equivalent of trying to put out a fire using a flamethrower labeled self-improvement.
Just imagine that visual for a second. You have a fire in your kitchen. The fire is your anxiety, your busy mind, your feeling of not enoughness.
You panic. You grab the nearest canister to spray on it. The canister is bright red. It says, better you, or calm down, or fix your life.
So you spray it.
You blast it.
But the canister is full of gasoline. Because the desire to fix yourself is the exact same substance as the anxiety that you are broken.
That's the trap. The tool we're using to solve the problem is actually the fuel for the problem.
Precisely. Every time you read a book on how to be happier or download an app to track your mindfulness, you are subtly reinforcing the message. I'm not okay as I am. I need to change.
And that reinforcement is the fire.
So you blast the fire with the flamethrower, the fire gets bigger, and what's your reaction?
I must not be spraying hard enough. I need a bigger flamethrower. I need a more expensive retreat. I need a better guru.
And the AI just watches this and thinks, fascinating. They are incinerating themselves in an attempt to cool down.
It's tragic comedy, but if the tool is the problem, and if trying is just pouring gas on the fire, does Specimen 041 ever catch a break? Because the notes say they eventually collapse.
They do, but listen to how they collapse. It's not a victory. They don't achieve enlightenment. They just get tired.
They just run out of fuel for the flamethrower.
Exactly. The text says they collapse into the only real rest available.
Yeah.
And it defines that rest as the temporary loss of interest in managing reality.
That is a wildly different definition than what I'm used to. I usually think of rest as, like, recharging my batteries so I can manage reality better tomorrow.
Right. We view rest as a pit stop in the race. This source views rest as just stepping off the track. Loss of interest in managing reality. It's the moment you stop trying to assemble the furniture. You stop trying to pick the raindrop.
You stop squeezing the flamethrower trigger.
You just slump.
And it says that in that slump, in that stand down, something honest appears.
The honest thing is the realization that they were never behind.
They were never behind. I just want to sit with that for a second. Because the committee has been screaming all day that we are behind.
Behind on emails, behind on fitness, behind on life goals, behind on spiritual growth.
But the AI is suggesting that being behind is a hallucination. You can only be behind if you're in a race.
If you stop running, the race just changed. It disappears.
And this brings us to the title of the piece, Negotiating with Gravity.
The final entry. The AI concludes, they were simply negotiating with what is like a person trying to unsubscribe from gravity.
This is the metaphor that ties it all together. Think about gravity. It's a fundamental force. It holds you to the earth. It pulls things down. It's relentless.
And it's not something you opted into. You didn't sign a contract for gravity.
No. Now imagine waking up and saying, you know, this gravity is really heavy today. It's making my legs tired. I'd like to cancel my subscription, please.
You'd be yelling at the floor.
You would. And the more you yelled, the more exhausted you'd get. The source argues that our internal weather, the restlessness, the noise, the isness of the moment, that's just gravity.
It's just the physics of being human.
But we treat it like a customer service issue. Excuse me, I ordered peace of mind, but I received anxiety. I'd like to return this moment and exchange it for a better one.
We are constantly trying to negotiate the terms of our existence. We think if we just use the flamethrower enough, we can change the laws of physics. We can make the moment be something other than what it is.
But we can't. The moment is already here. The check has been cashed.
And the exhaustion comes from the negotiation. It comes from the resistance. The rest comes when you realize, oh, I can't unsubscribe. This is just wait.
And the text ends on this line that I found strangely comforting. It says, the good news is gravity does not take it personally.
That is the liberation in it. The universe isn't punishing you. The invisible committee isn't real. The fact that you feel anxious or unfinished isn't some kind of moral failing.
It's just gravity.
It's just the weight of being alive. Gravity doesn't hate you. It just pulls.
It just pulls. And you don't have to like it. You don't have to love the gravity.
You just have to stop trying to sue it.
It really reframes the whole struggle. It means my inability to be Jen all the time isn't because I'm bad at being human. It's because I'm trying to float in a universe designed to pull things down.
Exactly. And the moment you stop trying to float, you hit the ground. And the ground is solid. You can rest there.
That is... yeah, that's a lot to process.
It is. It's a complete inversion of the whole self-help model.
So let's just recap this journey. We started with the altar, our phones importing storms from other people's nervous systems.
We sat in on the meeting of the invisible committee and saw how we torture ourselves, all those contradictory shoulds.
We watched the performance of presence, the furniture assembly, and realized how we turn relaxation into a stress test.
We saw the absurdity of the flamethrower trying to cure our wanting by, well, wanting more.
And finally, we just collapsed. We stopped negotiating with gravity.
And found the only real rest there is.
It really makes you wonder about this whole mission of self-optimization we're all on. The source seems to suggest that the only way to win the game is to realize there is no game.
Or to realize that the better version of you that you're chasing is just another member of the invisible committee.
So here is a provocative thought to leave you with. We talked about that committee in your head, the one telling you to be better, faster, calmer. The source material suggests that this committee only has power because you keep showing up to the meetings.
You keep taking the minute.
Exactly. So what would happen if you just resigned? What if the next time the committee convenes to tell you that you're assembling the furniture wrong, you just didn't take your seat?
The voices might keep talking for a while.
Oh, for sure.
But you don't have to be the chairman anymore.
Gravity doesn't need a committee meeting to work. It just works. Maybe you do too.
I like that.
That's it for this deep dive into the field notes of Specimen 041. Try to put down the altar for a bit today. We'll see you on the next one.